Algebra 2, 2-3, rate of change and slope. So rate of change can be written as, or thought of as, change in y over change in x. Remember, y is on top, x is on the bottom. It can also be written as delta y, which is change in y, over delta x, change in x. So change in y, that is one y value subtracted from another y value. Change in x is one x value subtracted from another x value. That's how we find the change in something. So the rate of change and slope, we're using these words somewhat interchangeably, rate of change and slope. When we talk about slope, we talk about m being slope. Slope is y2 minus y1, or change in y, over x2 minus x1, or change in x. So we're going to do an example. We're going to find the slope. This should be review from Algebra 1. We're going to find the slope given 2 points. I've given 2 points, -4, 3, and 2, 5. And so the first thing I do is I label x1, y1, x2, y2. Label first. It's the first thing I do. And that helps the whole rest of the process go much more smoothly. So my slope is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So I just find y2 and y1. y2 is 5, y1 is 3, x2 is 2, x1 is -4. So I write it like that. And then I say 5 minus 3 is 2. 2 minus a -4, so 2 plus 4 is 6. And then I'm going to simplify this. Slope is 1/3. All right, you try. I'm going to give you 2 of these. One, -3, and 3, 5. And the other one is -8, 11, and 24, -9. So label first, use the formula, find the slope between these 2 points, then find the slope between these 2 points. Pause now. All right, let's go ahead and see how you did. x1, y1, x2, y2. I'm labeling first. I'm going to say 5 minus -3. I'm going to say slope equals 5 minus -3, and 3 minus 1. So 5 minus a -3, that'll give me 8, over 3 minus 1, which is 2, and that gives me 4. So my slope is 4. Let's do this one. Now, I'm going to do something a little bit tricky for this one. I'm going to say this is x2, y2, and this is x1, y1, and see what happens. Okay, this is going to be crazy. Hopefully you'll see that it doesn't matter if the one on the left is the 2's and the one on the right is the 1's, or vice versa. As long as one point is the 1's and the other point is the 2's, it shouldn't matter. So let's see here. y2 is 11 minus y1, which is -9, over x2, which is -8, minus 24. So I've got 11 minus a -9, that'll give me 20. -8 minus 24, that gives me -32. Now I'm going to reduce this fraction or simplify it, divide each of these by 4. What I do to the bottom, I do to the top. And so I end up with negative 5 over 32 divided by 4 is 8, negative 5/8. And if this was x1 and y2 and this was x2, y2, x1, y1, I would end up, this would look a little bit different, but I would still end up with negative 5/8 on the bottom. All right, let's go this last little bit. There's actually not much left here. Now we're going to try to find the slope when given this kind of a diagram. And we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so when x is 2, y is negative 1, x is 4, y is 2, x is 6, y is 5, and x is 8, y is 8. So now when you're given a deal like this, we're just going to count from here to here. What's the difference between 2 and 4? It's 2 plus 2, right? 2 to 4 is plus 2. 4 to 6 is plus 2. 6 to 8 is plus 2. Left to right, y from negative 1 to 2 is plus 3. From 2 to 5 is plus 3. 5 to 8 is plus 3. Now, here's the tricky part. The x needs to go on the bottom, remember? And the y needs to go on the top. So change in y, remember y is here on the bottom, but it's got to go on the top when I find my slope. Change in y is 3. Change in x is 2. So my slope is 3 over 2. So this is kind of tricky. Y goes on the top, x goes on the bottom when we write our slope. You try. So here you've got x and y, and there's going to be 4 of these guys. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this is just like a sideways t-table. And I'm going to give you another one too, same idea, x, y, one, 2, 3. Okay, so for this one on top, the x values are 1, 2, 3, 4. The values on the bottom are 6, 6, 6, 6. For the next one, the x values on the top are x, 2, 0, negative 2, negative 4, and my y values are 5, 4, 3, 2. So when x is 2, y is 5, when x is negative 2, y is 3. Okay, these are u-tries, so do each of these. I want to know what the slope is for each of these. Remember, x goes on the bottom, y goes on the top in slope. All right, go ahead and pause and do these u-tries. Let's see how you did. So up here I count, I go plus 1, plus 1, plus 1. Okay, so plus 1, my x value is 1. Remember the x value goes on the bottom. Y value is plus 0 all the way across. So my y value is 0. Whenever I get a slope of 0 over 1, then my slope is just 0. If it's 1 over 0, then you have no slope and we have a whole different situation. 2 to 0 is minus 2, right? 0 to negative 2 is minus 2. Okay, so we've got minus 2 for x. Minus 2 goes in the denominator. And let's see what y does. Well, y is minus 1, minus 1, minus 1. That goes in the numerator. If I've got a negative over a negative, then the whole thing is going to be positive, 1/2. And that is it for 2-3, rate of change and slope. Good luck on the homework.